It's time now for QB1 with Crissy, Froyd, and the quarterback that we're talking about today, Daniel Jones of the New York Giants. And Crissy, I feel like 2021 was the season where everybody said, oh, this is a crucial season for him. And now the Giants and Daniel Jones find themselves right back in that position heading into 2022. There's been some mixed results so far from training camp, offensive struggles, but also a couple of bright spots. What should we expect from Daniel Jones? It's $1 million question for Giants fans.
Yeah, I don't think that there's really this sense that Daniel Jones is ever going to be a superstar quarterback. But also, I feel like there's a lot of things in the evaluation of Daniel Jones when people do it is they don't really take into account how subpar the Giants offensive line has been and just how subpar the Giants offense as a whole has been. And so as the quarterback, I think that a lot of blame falls on him. I do think that he does need to just improve in several areas. Overall, I don't think that this is a quarterback that's ever going to enter the elite conversation, but there have been a few people that have gone back and really looked at Daniel Jones's tape that really are strongly of the opinion that this is a quarterback that's a lot better than he's being given credit for.
If that is the case, is Brian Daboll the guy who will be able to bring that out of him?
I think that there's a possibility, but I think that the main thing just lies in getting a better offensive line. And there are some people that think that this is the year that there could be just a little bit of a resurgence within that group and that his just overall numbers. I know that someone had said that the PFF grade could improve by as many as 10, which is a really big jump. So I think that there's a chance, but I mean that there's also a chance moving forward down the line, depending on how this shakes out in the coming seasons, that maybe he does have more success elsewhere, or maybe the Giants will do better with a different coaching staff.
We're not going to know if the offensive line is better or worse, I think, until they put the pads on. You know, these first couple of days of training camp, feeling each other out, they put a lot of weapons around Daniel Jones in 2021, and that didn't really pan out. Is it a situation where Giants fans are going to have to wait and see until we get into the regular season what the offensive line is actually going to be able to offer Daniel Jones in terms of improvement?
Yeah, I think so. I think that it's a situation, like you said, there's still a lot of question marks that surround it. But as you also mentioned, with the supporting cast getting a bit better as far as the weapons go, I think that that's really where it's going to lie. I mean, this is not a hypermobile quarterback that's going to do a lot with his legs. And really the offensive line and pass protection has an impact on the quarterback stat line. I don't think that that's a secret. And so you look at last year's touchdown interception ratio, just the past combined 2 seasons, 21-17 is not very good. And obviously part of that's on him. But I feel like, I mean, he comes in, he's drafted at number 6 overall. And so he's put into a situation where he doesn't do well out of the gate, that he has the potential to be called a bust. And I think he just went to a really, really ugly situation. And that with the type of quarterback that he is and the situation that he's in, I think that it's going to come down to at least to his success to just major improvement in the offensive line whenever that does occur.
Yeah, it sounds like you're saying, Crissy, that some of this criticism is not warranted.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that he, like a lot of quarterbacks that get drafted early, went into a bad situation. And since he is a bit more of a pocket passer type of quarterback, if you don't have the adequate pieces, especially when it comes to protection up front, you're putting a quarterback in a position to fail. And so I think that, like I said, I think he's more of a mid-tier guy. I don't think he's ever going to be a complete superstar. I don't think that anybody's looking for that. But I don't think that he's this terrible quarterback that people kind of seem to get at every single year with negative comments.
And with that in mind, with the fact that, you know, he's not maybe in that upper echelon elite category, in your mind, what do you think he needs to do this upcoming season to do enough, if that makes sense, to reassure the Giants that, hey, I can win games for you. I can offer some stability to you. I mean, is there a benchmark that you see in terms of his performance or otherwise where it's like, okay, he's proven that he is what we thought he was?
Yeah, I think it comes down to game management without putting the ball in harm's way. Like I mentioned earlier, that touchdown to interception ratio needs to be cleaned up. It's not entirely his fault, but I am confident that the people in New York, obviously they're looking at the tape every day. They're looking at the film. They know their position groups well. And I think that they can kind of figure out where the blame needs to be placed on, which is why you have so many of these instances where fans are screaming to get somebody out of there, whether it's a quarterback, a coach, or something or another. But there's a lot that goes on, I think, behind the scenes that they don't necessarily always understand. And they don't, I mean, when you have the blame being placed on somebody, it seems to almost always be the quarterback or the coach. Most people, unless they're just avid in-depth football fans, are not going to look and go, oh, we need to go change the right guard. This is what's wrong here.
Pressure continues to be on him, and we'll see if those weapons that you mentioned and the offensive line play will improve enough to just give Giants fans a little bit of a reprieve. What a rough go it's been. QB1 with Crissy Froyd. Crissy, thanks.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more QB1.